Hey Nick, we're currently roasting Tyler about him not having character created. So yeah, here we go.
Over 700, and that's just with my bare hands.
Hmm. That's what we call a thonker.
I am extensively trained in unarmed head cats.
Are you reading my copy paste? Here, let me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've read that before, but
No.
it always gets me.
That's not the original. I like edited it. Here, let me show Nick if I can on the recording.
Stream.
Nah, not stream. Sadly, I'm not streaming. You can barely read it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. Also, I didn't watch the VOD from last session because it was busy,
The
suffering.
TLDR is that Nick, aka Barry, decided to fight his goddamn dragon and spent the entire session on just that while I couldn't think up of a name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Both me and Destroza, we both drank our forget name juice.
Okay, so multiple.
You have dragons now.
We have
Okay.
dragons.
Essentially,
I was gonna
those
say-
quote-unquote mounts that you got are little porcelain figurines that, when shattered on the ground, summon into a full-size dragon mount.
That's what we call lit.
But you were all explicitly told upon entering the magic shop and being explained this by Azone that when you first shatter them upon the ground, you haven't proven yourself to these dragons yet,
fuck
so
me.
they're not going to trust you yet. And
Barry
it
immediately
was
smashed his open
deeply
on the
recommended
street.
that you summon them in like a safe location, so you have time to do the typically multi-hour bonding process. Barry immediately attempted to shatter his inside the shop, and when that failed because Vola stopped him, he shattered it immediately outside the shop.
Oh god.
You were all almost thrown out of Mute Harbor because his dragon then proceeded to King Kong Lord Adair's home tower.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But with the help of some pigeons
I
that
mean,
he
hey,
befriended.
Pigeons.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he stopped
He's
them
a
with
druid,
pigeons.
remember?
Yeah, he talked to some pigeons and they helped him fly up to the dragon and
Okay.
somewhat tame it.
Talk
Kind
him
of.
down at the
Okay.
very least.
Yeah, talk him down, and that's where Nick's been.
And he now has 2 pet pigeons
Yeah.
that are now following
Oh,
him
and he
around.
had to go
One
buy
is
food.
Ron, the other name
By the
is,
way,
and
I
he-
am eating those the moment we run out of food anywhere.
Oh, valid.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, basically I have a dragon now, lol.
Not yet.
He also
Not
Well, not
completed.
yet. I have to
Okay.
test it.
And also, once you get your dragon and tame your dragon, you will level up.
Oh, nice. And then
Yeah.
besides that, nothing else of. I still need to get my fucking knives.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my god,
have
it's been
everybody
a
else went and
month.
got
right?
their weaponry, but
Yeah.
Do we have them for him, or does he still have to go back there? and
No,
get
he
it?
has to go back and get them.
Okay,
Yeah,
He
I'll go
rolled them
get
back up
them.
in the leather roll thing and walked away.
right.
Also, I entirely
do
forgot
have
to
his
tell
figure.
Nick a little extra thing about his golden knives.
I'm recording
His
it.
singular
so-
golden short sword. So that golden short sword I forgot to mention because it is made of gold, and I was actually slightly cut off on this one by him rushing me to give him the item. Haha.
Poor Mal.
That golden short sword has a small bonus to it that it's a once a day luck thing that if you roll a crit fail on any attack roll once per long rest, you get the opportunity to once per day, essentially every dawn, you get the opportunity to re-roll that particular attack.
That's lit. Oh shit.
So yeah, make sure you get that, Nick, while you're watching this recording. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, your tiny golden essentially
Oh, God.
sandwich toothpick thing.
Broke the text box that I was using.
Poor Mal.
Anyhow, so we're all
Where did I
here.
put
Look
my
at that.
glasses?
I'm proud
Yay!
of us.
Look, where did I put my glasses? Oh, well.
All right. So, let's start things off. I had put Rhythm Bot on, but I don't
What's Rhythm
Trust.
Bot?
trust my laptop's ability to run that many things without crashing. So
Oh,
Yeah,
fear.
you kind of yeeted when Aaron and I were doing this.
okay, no, that was my actual PC, and it decided that its once daily hissy fit was going to turn into a full-on bitch fit, and it was just going to stop working temporarily. So I
It's
stopped.
pretty funny because like we were in the middle of just starting out, and then we just see in the text chat, Malhumans died.
Just like, oh, all right. Here, let's just do some. I can use my phone for this. Ha 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 ha.
But yeah, during the run we started after that, G, we found a 3D printer for guillotine on like the first during our first hell level, and following that proceeded to win.
Yeah. Let's see.
My cousin is watching Spider-Verse, and I'm like enthralled still. Again.
That's. I still haven't seen Spider-Verse, and it feels kind of like a sin.
It's on Netflix now, bitch. You have
It's
no
on
point.
Netflix.
You,
Oh my
you-
God,
you
it
have, you
is?
have no excuse.
G,
It is?
You,
I'm
you
actually
missed,
Please
so
watch it.
genuinely excited about
G,
that.
you missed the best viewing of Spider-Verse though, because when I first saw Spider-Verse, it was at Andrew's house while I was high.
Drag.
How did you
It
live?
was great.
There we go.
It was such a great experience.
Spider-Verse is such a good movie.
I see
Those
your
odds
woo
we
woo and I
haven't
raise
used
you
on
a
the
new woo.
Honestly.
I'm suffering.
Here, let's make it feel like.
Ooh.
Is that? Oh hey,
Wait, I'm on
Nick's here.
mobile.
No, I possessed Nick.
Oh okay. I was like,
Oh my
He
god, I
lives?
love it. Yeah, no, I've done that before. It's so much fun.
Wait, does this mean that because I'm on mobile, does that mean that I can put? I'm gonna see if this works.
It'll
I
probably
really hope
look
it does.
weird.
I hate
It
Oh my
works.
god, it works.
all of my hatred.
Ooh.
Okay, so to recap from last session, all of you slept through your first night in your new humble abodes supplied to you by the Mute Harbor Sorcerers Guild. After you spent the night and woke up the next morning feeling relatively refreshed, you went to pick up the weapons that you had commissioned from Phineas, the tiefling blacksmith within the town, as well as getting breakfast from Azone's sister's tavern. After that, you all went to pick up the mounts that you were supposed to be getting from Azone, who was slightly disheveled after
Bless you.
Thank you.
interesting night with Lazuli.
Oh my god.
And you finally made your way to the shop where he introduced you to a handful of small porcelain figurines, one for each of your party members, which when shattered on the ground made a full-sized dragon that was available to be mounted with reins and saddle already attached to its body. He described these as porcelain amphitheaters and explained to you that they could be summoned for about 8 hours before shattering automatically, and at any time you could give it a command and it would shatter itself, requiring a full day's rest before it can be summoned once more. He then proceeded to warn you that when summoning these mounts, they would not immediately be loyal to you, as they are, in fact, entirely free spirits that have chosen to bind themselves to a physical form, and you must prove yourself. One of your party members, however, decided to entirely fucking ignore that warning and immediately shatter his on the ground immediately outside of Azone's shop, which then proceeded to King Kong its way through the town and eventually find itself clinging
Thanks,
to
Barry.
Lord Adair's home tower in the Fealty Spires.
I hope you're
Oh
proud
my
of yourself.
god.
Was a very bad idea.
Where you left off, Barry successfully managed to get their dragon off of the tower with the help of pigeons somehow. God, I love D&D sometimes. And
Yeah.
each of you, besides Dishrosa and Azazel, who was presumably still sleeping back in his apartment, successfully managed to go through the ritual required to tame your little dragon things, which is essentially you have to designate it a name, say something that essentially means come to me, designate it a language that it will understand, and shatter the figurine upon the ground. And that is where we left off, with Vola, Lazuli, and Deshroza all in one room, Barry slowly but surely making their way over, and Azazel probably asleep.
Yep.
So,
Well, it's
where we
yeah.
last left off, Deshroza, you were the only one insofar within Vola's apartment who had not yet made an attempt to summon your amphitheater. You still have the about baseball-sized porcelain figurine sitting wherever you have decided to stow it, and the others have, at least for now, returned their amphitheaters to their porcelain figurine state.
Sorry, I was eating something.
You're valid.
Just give me a minute. Okay. So I've been thinking up names. No, I have not.
Oh my god.
And I think I'm gonna try it one more time. I don't know if it'll work, but I will give it a shot.
Alright, so you make your way to the center of the space where all of you have cleared out the furniture in the area to make space for the pretty damn big dragons that get summoned out of these tiny, tiny figurines. And what do you say?
I take a deep breath, like,
Aww.
because it's the first time I'm doing something like this. I've seen what happens
No.
if you mess this up.
Nope, I
in
accidentally
very-
broke the game. Don't worry. I'm good
Oh.
now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I've seen what happens when you mess with the dragons. Hey, thanks, Barry, for that. So,
I mean, you never saw that.
that's true, but I'm pretty sure she would still have figured that, hey, this guy's gonna screw up somehow.
I mean, you all did see Barry's dragon, because as you were making your way out of the shop was the exact moment that Barry shattered their figurine across the ground. And you all did, in fact, see Barry's dragon violently hissing and snarling in their general direction, so you know that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so whatever that is, that's a big sign that says you don't mess with him, with a dragon. But still, might as well give it a shot. So Deshroza takes a deep breath, and then says in Draconic, nice to meet you. And then pauses for a bit, because again, I'm trying to figure out a name, please. Give me a minute.
Wait, your summoning phrase is nice to meet you.
Listen, she's a polite bean.
But that's your summon every time now.
Okay, that's fair. Just like, wait, can I do a redo?
Yeah. You
Okay.
haven't shattered it, so like.
I haven't shattered it, so it's still fine. I can say whatever I want before I shatter it.
No, you just have to say a whole paragraph before you.
Alright, actually, you know what? I'm gonna try. No, I'm not gonna try making a paragraph. That's too much.
Just the most extra summoning ritual possible.
The entire Skyrim intro.
You were trying to cross the border, weren't you? Right with that Imperial thief over there.
Please. One second. I still don't know what it. Why am I still drawing a blank?
If you need a bit more time, we can snap over and see what Azazel has been.
Yeah. Just
Oh, God.
snap over.
Alright, so Azazel, you awake in
Fuck.
your apartment, well, your penthouse apartment, not full penthouse, but relatively high up compared to the others' humble little townhouses, in your hilariously lavish and expensive sheets. And you just looking outside, you can tell it's pretty a good amount into the day. Like, it's in the afternoon at this point. You slept in, essentially.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I guess I get out. I put my clothes on. Well, okay, I draw a bath. No, actually, I sort of spruce up, kind of do normal get ready the day stuff. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm gonna grab an apple that's like laying on like some sort of dish because I'm that bitch, and then I sort of after I kind of get ready and stuff. I walk out the door and I guess I head towards um I'll head towards the actually, do I know where people live? Like, do I know where everybody? Or like, well, they wouldn't be at home.
You went to your house before everyone else did the night before, so you know for a fact that just based off of the keys that you were given and such, you know that they are somewhere nearby, probably in one of the houses or whatever else nearby, but you don't know who lives where or if they are currently located there.
Okay. Well, actually, no. I guess this is. I think that this is. I guess I'm gonna go straight to the weapon shop because I've been excited about getting these new knives, and then also to see, Miles.
You know. Alright,
So yeah, I head over there.
you make your way over to the, at this point, familiar facade of the Forge and Fan. And as you make your way over there, it's the same as it usually is. There's that distinct wave of heat as soon as you first open the door, as all of this just intense heat from all of the forges and whatever else he has going in the back rooms billow out into your face. And unlike most of the times where you go in there, where Phineas is somewhere doing something, probably in one of the back rooms working with metals, you manage to catch him when he is up front working with another customer. It just seems to be some random elven man commissioning something, you presume. But Phineas glances
Nice.
up as you enter, and his eyes actually brighten a little bit, and he gives you a bit of a grin and goes, one moment. And he begins finishing things up with his current client, and the elf actually seems just a little bit shocked to see two tieflings in one spot, and almost gives you a bit of a side eye, but he hurries out shortly after, and Phineas just kind of combs a hand through his dreads and goes, sorry about that, wasn't expecting you anytime soon. I was told that you were sleeping.
Yeah, I haven't had a good night's rest in a while, so I think I kind of took advantage.
I can't blame you for that. It's a luxury that I wish I could have some days. You're here for the daggers, obviously, and he scoots back into the little back room that's only cordoned off by like a small leather-esque curtain, and he comes back with a large roll of what seems to be some sort of leather and unrolls it across one of the anvils, and inside there is a surprisingly ornate dagger.
Nice.
The blade itself is just this bright silvery metal, and the hilt is some sort of very deep black, what looks to be some sort of carved stone with gold accents that are just twisted across the hilt of it. It's
Oh my god, perfect. It fits my aesthetic.
gorgeous. And he turns it over in his hands a few times, and he gets almost like this proud, smug grin. He goes, now this is one of my better works. I will admit that I'm actually kind of proud of this one. and he flips it over in his hand so that the hilt is facing you, and allows you to take it.
Okay, yeah, I reach out and I grab the dagger.
And he points over to a corner where you notice that there's a few just what seems to be straw or sandbag dummies set up for when people want to test out the weaponry that he's created. And you now have this dagger, and the stats for this.
Okay. Character sheet. My
It
ass.
is a. One sec. It is a +1 dagger, which has a special effect called bleed. Up to your number of times per day, up to your dex bonus, you get to apply a bleed effect to an enemy as long as it has some sort of blood that does an additional 1d6 damage per turn.
Okay, so it's okay. So it's
I will.
Yeah, just-
I'm gonna
can-
copy this and paste it into chat.
yeah, and then I'll do it because God, roll 20 on your fucking phone is awful.
Cool dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh fuck.
That's not the right
Oh, I
thing.
didn't mean to do that.
What? What?
I love doing that.
What?
If you click the damage for somebody else's attack roll, you get shit like that.
Limo.
Okay, +1. Okay, then a +1 would just mean that like it's just plus to every.
It does
damage
+1 to your
roll?
damage.
Okay. But it's still like a normal dagger. So it was my old dagger, so it'd be the same like 1d6, but then it's just +1.
Yeah, you get 1d6 and then automatic +1 to whatever you roll on damage.
Okay, alright.
And then up to your dex bonus per day, and it's from like dawn to dawn. It's not per short rest. As long as the enemy possesses blood to bleed, you can choose to apply a bleed effect to your attack, which does an additional 1d6 damage per turn.
Nice.
He is good at what he does. He makes fancy things.
Oh, hey Liz, how are you?
And he kind
Are you
of
leaving?
just gives
Bye.
you a brief description of the dagger, explaining that the metal of the dagger is a particularly hard to craft alloy of several different metals that when sharpened, sharpens to almost a terrifying edge. It has been
So
rumored
it's
to be
edgy.
able. Yes. The dagger is as edgy as the one who wields it.
Wait, I have the
It's as
perfect.
edgy
I have
as
the
the one who
perfect.
wields it, please.
I have the perfect reaction image. Here you go. I
Oh,
put it in
God.
D&D.
I don't. All right, I have to bring this up for
Can that,
Nick.
can that be what my thing looks like? Oh God.
Yes, you have an arcane pizza cutter now.
Valid.
That's how you just use it to slice throats.
You know.
But as you make your way over to the sandbags, if you do take a test slice at one of them, before your blade even seems to, by your perception, fully make contact with the bag, it is already split and there is sand pouring out of this wound.
I sort of like. Oh, I was gonna say, like I sort of like step back and just look down at it. And it's like fucking cool as shit.
He laughs behind you, and he's like, "Yeah, I will admit it is pretty cool. I'm honestly pretty proud of that one." But there you go, and hopefully I will see your patronage here more often. I know that you are working with the guild in some capacity, but hopefully that means that you will be coming here more often.
Oh my God. Okay, so I kind of see the dagger, and then I begin to sort of like walk out. I say like, okay, yeah, thank you, whatever. I do like the basic stuff, and then I sort of like troll it, and I say, well, on long missions, this will be a memento to remember you by, and then I just walk out.
His laugh follows you on.
Okay, yeah. So that's my journey. I mean, I don't know if y'all are doing something else with like if you're gonna skip a character, because that would be like my next thing I would do is I guess go to the guild or go wherever I could get my dragon, or just seeing like, oh, what I know they said something about a mount. Let me go figure out what the fuck that is.
So first we'll pop over to Dishrosa, who has now.
Ooh.
You are currently standing in the middle of cleared out area of furniture, and what do you do?
Okay. I have a name now, so it's all good.
Oh, I need to figure out a name. Okay.
I have 5 others. You can pick. Go to my notes. I can
And,
send you the rest of them.
Also, just as a note, whatever language you speak the summoning sentence in is the language that it will understand and commune with you within.
Okay.
Valid.
I mean, it's my character, so it's fine. Deshorshad sort of takes a deep breath, lifts up the statue, and says in Draconic, help me out here, Goyle, and drops it down.
Goyle, like the Harry Potter character.
No, it's not.
Oh,
That's how it's
well.
spelled. Please.
I'm just gonna assume that he looks like Goyle. By the way.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
How?
Appreciate
It's a
it.
dragon. He's a person.
Listen,
You don't
dragons
know.
can look like people if they try.
Pearson,
tries
you
real
can
hard.
find things.
You can find things.
So as you smash this figurine off of the ground, the same thing that you have seen happen before, now 4 times now, if you count seeing Barry's blundering attempt at summoning hers, the immediate dust storm of just fine porcelain shards and dust begins swirling in the area, and it's almost impossible to see through with how thick this dust becomes. And as the dust settles, there sits, it's hard to really tell what it's doing considering it only has 2 legs and then a long snake body, is one of the amphitheaters that you have seen before. It is, you notice, slightly smaller than the others that you have seen summoned in so far. And as soon as it fully coalesces into being, its eyes open, both a stark and brilliant blue color to match the porcelain markings going down its scales. It freezes with this confused, slightly terrified look on its face, and then it is bolting into the farthest corner of the room that it can reach.
No!
Oh no.
It is crawling on a wall, essentially, at this point, curled in a small ball in the corner, in the top corner of the room, just hissing desperately at all 3 current occupants of the room.
I mean, I feel for the poor guy. Even if I were in a random room, I'd be scrambling away too.
And from within your mind, you hear in stumbled, stuttered Draconic, Who are you? Who are you?
Whoa. It's okay. I'm friendly. I'm nice. I'm not gonna hurt you as long as you don't hurt me, please.
And its eyes lock onto you as soon as they seem to determine the origin of the speaker. And you see the long ears on the side of this dragon's head pin back, and it locks you with this immediate distrusting look. And you hear in the same croaky, just disturbingly frantic tones, where are we? Where? Answer me.
We're at,
God damn it.
frick, where are we?
You know that you
Like,
are
literally, I
used
just,
in
like,
the mute armor.
Just realized I literally turns and one of you guys is like, no, seriously, where are we? I forgot where we are.
Mute Harbor, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
Mute
the
Harbor.
city.
Yeah, Mute Harbor, yes. That, it's basically like a coastal place where you can get stuff.
You are immediately cut off, and you just hear this hiss of what plane?
Land?
The physical
Oh my
one.
fucking God.
Material plane, yeah.
Yeah, roll a, we'll just say history check for this one. Why not?
Oh boy, I don't have that much for history. This is great.
So, yeah, we'll say, yeah. You know, just from your experiences in the swamps of your homeland and the things you learned while there, specifically the deity that had watched over you, you know that there are different planes of existence that different beings may possibly reside on. You know that your god of sorts resided on a different plane of existence from yourself and only popped over to communicate with you occasionally. And from this, you do, while you may not know the true names of each of the planes, you know that there is the plane that you currently reside on, the physical, essentially, a plane of death, a plane of magic, and you know the basic concepts behind the planes, though you may not know the true names of them. And you know currently the one that you are residing on would be a physical sort of plane.
Okay.
So yes, this amphitheater essentially is just hissing, asking and inquiring which plane you are currently located upon.
We're... I guess you could consider the plane definitely not what you're used to. That's, I'm guessing. I mean, you were freaking out about this plane, so definitely you have not been here before.
And roll a quick perception check.
Oh boy. Perception, where are they at? There it is. Yeet!
As this dragon is looking at you, you realize that while its eyes are looking in your direction, they're not like making eye contact with you.
Oh no, it's shy.
And
Why do I
you
relate
realize
to
that
this poor
this brilliant blue color that you see to its eyes is similar to the blindness that you've seen in animals from the... And you start getting the feeling that this particular dragon can't fully see you.
Oh, she's
He needs
blind.
glasses! Oh no!
But as you explain to it just the base concept of physical plane, it gets this visibly panicked look on its face. And it starts recoiling slightly farther into the corner, and you just hear, you're not even sure if you're supposed to be hearing this, but you just hear a faint, oh, no, this is not right. It's just, it seems very distressed, but you can't make out why.
I mean, out of character, I know why. He needs glasses. The poor bean can't see.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't think that's why, but alright.
Listen.
Those regular fantasy lens crafters.
But like in character, I'm just sort of like, I know for a fact that going close to this guy when he's nervous is a bad idea. So I'm just like, but I'm still gonna try to like inch a little bit towards him and be like, look, it's not so bad. I mean, there's clouds, there's air, there's swamps. There's people. People can be nice sometimes, maybe, if you're lucky, but it's okay.
And as you inch slightly closer, you notice that as you begin approaching, its tongue flickers out from between its lips just for the briefest instant, and then its eyes, though still not fully focused on you, snap into your general direction. And you get the feeling that while it can't see in some capacity, it can still understand your general location. And the more you start describing the things that are located on this plane, its bodily posture, while not calming entirely, begins to relax slightly, and it almost seems curious in a way. And as you inch a little bit closer, its head cocks to the side a little bit, and it goes, I can't, I've never seen the material plane. Well, do you think you could keep describing it to me?
Yeah, sure thing, no problem. Okay, let's see. Let's start with people. Yes, people. You haven't. Can you see me?
As soon as you say that, it kind of recoils a bit defensively, and it just kind of snaps out a very nervous sounding, yes, I can see you.
Okay. How many claws am I holding? And I hold like 2 claws up.
And the voice that echoes back in your head, it has just the most haughty, offended tone, and it's just, I don't need to answer that.
Okay, man. I'm just saying. Just whatever makes you comfy. Okay. Alrighty. So over there, and I pointed like Vola. That's Vola. She's a big lady, and she's cool. Say hi to her.
I wave hello.
She's nice.
The motion kind of catches their attention, and their still slightly clouded over eyes look in Vola's direction, and it just nods slightly.
And there's Lazuli right here, and I pointed him. Lazuli, see, that one's also pretty chill too. Kind of fishy, but it's fine.
I'm slightly taken aback by that, but I'll.
Fishy? Omega look.
I guess I'll like slightly wave at that.
And the same thing, the motion seems to catch its attention, and it turns in your direction, Lazuli, and just kind of nods a little bit. And after just, how much do you think that you just begin describing things to this creature?
Oh, I'm
Hey.
going all out, man.
Just broke my entire screen.
And the more you speak, and the more you begin to describe the world around you in detail to this dragon, its bodily language slowly but surely calms to a point where it's no longer curled in a ball in the corner, and it now just seems it has crawled down from the wall at some point and has now just kind of inched a little bit closer to you, and you get just this immense feeling of curiosity coming off of this creature at this point. And it pops its head to the side a little bit and just goes, you wish for me to be, I believe in your tongue it would be, a mount?
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean, that's what the store person said. I think it's a store person. I don't know. The guy who basically told us about you.
I will do so. But, and I promise you, I will be able to protect you as well as brethren may be able to protect their wards. But will you act as, will you do this more?
Oh, I got you, fam. Don't worry.
And it seems deeply pleased by this. And while its draconic face is incapable of smiling, it just kind of nods its head a little bit and seems deeply pleased by this whole arrangement that has now come to being. And it finally steps close enough that it's within arm's reach, maybe. Ow. Sorry. Crunchy's fine.
Oh, okay.
Its
Yeah,
head
it's
is
like,
still
okay.
slightly bowed down in your direction, and it just kind of seems to be almost in the same way that Vola's had done to her and Lazuli's had done to him. It's just kind of allowing you to touch it if you so desire. You there?
Sanic?
Ah, valid. Parental units are a valid distraction.
Guys, I'm trying to think of the name for my shit. This is hard.
I am so sorry about that. Could you repeat
all
everything,
good.
please?
It's quite alright, don't worry. Essentially, as you make your way, as the dragon surely makes its way closer to you, it does the same thing that you've seen it do, their amphitheaters do to Vola and Lazuli, in which it bows its head ever so slightly, as if showing deference and allowing to touch it if you so desire.
And like, nervously and awkwardly, like, pat its snout.
It seems just as nervous as about this whole arrangement, and when you're in actually contact with its nose, it flinches away for a moment, like it wasn't quite expecting the contact when it happened, but it settles after just a moment, and almost like it's trying to prove something, shoves its nose farther into your hand. And with that, you get the feeling that if you were to ever need to summon this creature, it would obey.
Yay!
Nice.
Great.
I'm already drawing doodles of him. That's how I know
Mine-
I'm already mentally adopted him.
Mine just has a filthy curiosity in me, and that's it. That's all I got going for me.
Oh god. Is it a lewd dragon? What did I miss?
That'd be
What?
funny, but no, it's not.
No,
Okay,
it
fine.
just, it doesn't understand what Lazuli is.
Cool.
But you get the feeling
And mine is
that
just a
you-
battle maniac that I'm gonna wreck shit with.
Oh my god. I hope mine comes out at just like a just like a
Edge.
normal just like a
It's
normal just like a
edge.
what if
Yours
it
is
just
going
comes out
to
of the
be edge,
thing?
Tyler.
No,
Yeah.
listen, like what if it just comes out of the thing and it's just like a normal sized dog with no other power? It's just a dog.
No, that should have been berries.
It
Very
just shows
just
up and it's just not a dragon, like they just got it wrong. They accidentally put something else in it. Ugh.
Oh, okay.
But as you settle in with your new amphitheater friend, who seems content to just kind of be lightly cuddled or whatever else, it seems to enjoy the contact actually. Azazel,
Cool.
you know
yeah.
that the mounts that you were told to get, you were told by the Sorcerers Guild that they were to be gained from going to the Guild of Basilisk, which is the
Okay.
magic shop that you have been to before. So you know that much.
Nice. Okay, then I guess I'm just gonna scroll over. Just scroll. I guess I'm just gonna stroll over there. I'm gonna be while I'm doing this, I'm gonna kind of be like fiddling with my new dagger, just like still sort of like I'm just happy that I got one.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
If needed, I can do it for you. Cause
I think I have it. I just gotta.
can kidnap your character sheet.
Oh, okay, lit. Alright, okay. Open. Zazel. I'm like now understanding that I really did just spell Azazel like wrong. Like Azazel's a thing, like it's a name that exists, and I just spelled it with the fucking Y. God, okay.
It's fitting for his edgy ass.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Okay. Perception. I actually didn't even mean for it to be edgy. I gotta fix that. I just wanted to be an edgelord. Okay. I don't even know what I rolled. Fuck. I
It's
got
a
a 5?
5,
Oh my
but
god.
honestly, this was a very low DC. As you make your way closer to the magic shop, which is only it's a short walk away from the Forge and Fan.
Nice.
You you don't see any reason why, but as you approach closer to the magic shop, you notice that there's a few more guards than you're used to seeing in that area
Oh, okay.
that are milling about and talking to a few just what seems to be normal citizens. But you don't know why, but they're definitely around the magic shop. But
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
just kind of make your way past them. They don't seem to be like stopping people.
Yeah, I think that Aziz is a little skittish in general around guards, but I think because like he's working with the guild and he sort of feels as if he's in somewhat high standing because he doesn't know the fucking fuck shit Barry's been doing. Um, he just sort of he's a little like looking behind his back kind of thing, but he walks past them.
All right, so as you make your way past that strange sight, you find yourself at the familiar literal golden exterior of the Gilded Basilisk, and you make your way inside. And as it has been a few times,
Who left?
I think it was just music bot, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was much.
Music
as
box,
you-
come back.
Make your way, I can just add more music, I'm not concerned. As you make your way into the shop, the proprietor and owner of said shop, Azone, is at the desk, the front area.
Mm-hmm.
He is distracted and seems to be talking / shouting back to something in the back room, presumably his assistants of some variety. And
Okay.
as you make your way in and there's that same faint chime above the door, he turns and seems pleasantly surprised and goes, so one of the stragglers has finally arrived.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
It's no worry. Trust me, if anyone understands the desire to sleep the day away, probably me. I assume you are here, as the rest of the group was, for your amphitheater.
Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm definitely here for a mount. Is there like a stable somewhere?
Not quite. And still sitting on the counter from when I was here, there is a small, about baseball-sized figurine of what looks to be a coiled dragon made out of the stereotypical white and blue painted porcelain. It is surprisingly detailed for such a figure. And he gestures to it and goes, well, I can't do the whole demonstration that I did for the others because, as I'll explain, this has some caveats to it. But this is your mount.
So I'm known to ride a lot of things, but I don't really know how I could get anywhere with that.
Okay. So essentially, this little thing is a vessel or a much larger spirit. And what you need to do to get your mount to come out of this figurine is to say a name, whatever you wish to name this thing, shatter it across the ground after saying some sort of command phrase, which it just has to mean come here, essentially. And when you shatter it, a full-sized mount will appear, essentially. I'm going to give you the same warning that I gave your compatriots, though they didn't seem particularly inclined to listen.
Well, one of them.
When you first summon the creatures, they are proud beings, and they are not just going to blindly submit to you. You are going to need to prove your worth in some way, shape, or form. It may be now, it may be something that they require from you later, but in any case, you are going to need to preferably be in a safe location, able to summon and negotiate with this being. Please don't do it inside my stall.
Please don't tell me that. God.
It
Please don't
was a
tell
small
me
one.
somebody. Yeah, I assumed. Alright. I apologize.
I'm less looking for apologies and more looking for please just never allow him to do anything like that in my store ever again, thank you.
I will do my best.
I feel like that's a hollow attempt because of what I've seen, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah.
Now, as I apparently now need to explain to you all, because I didn't think I'd need to explain it, but recent circumstances have made it very evident. These mounts are sort of on loan. If you somehow lose them, please don't lose them, because you will be required to pay for them. Essentially, it's about 2,000 gold or so to pay for these mounts. But here you
Don't
are.
lose them.
Please don't be stupid. And he hands you shiny porcelain amphitheater.
Nice. I grab it and I like examine it. Try to see if it's up to my stick.
As you roll a perception check for me.
Got it. Okay. Zoom. Scroll. Oh god.
Wouldn't it just be easier to roll a d20 plus 2? Yeah.
I got it. I got an 8. What the fuck?
Wow, your perception checks are going great.
I just woke up.
So you're looking this thing over, and it is a figurine of a dragon. It's a very pretty and detailed figurine of a dragon, but it's just a dragon. The notable thing about it is essentially it doesn't have the typical 4 legs that you'd associate with a dragon. It's just 2 front legs, and then wings, and then a long serpentine-like body. But other than that, it is a very pretty statue of a dragon.
Yeah. Nice. So I hold it. I sort of look it over and I say, cool. Guess I'm gonna go get a dragon. Bye.
I believe your companions decided to return to one of their homes so that they could summon their mounts as a group. I'm not sure if they'll still be there, but it's probably worth a check.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. And I just sort of saunter out, still holding the figurine.
You now own and can add to your inventory a porcelain amphitheater, which I can type porcelain. That's not how you spell porcelain.
It is now.
That's also
Maybe
not
it's how
man.
maybe it's how it's spelled in this world.
Man.
Okay, nice. And through the magic of DM magic, I said magic twice. Do I know which house it is?
Uh,
Can I use my
as
magical
you
powers to deduce?
as you make your way over, uh, let's say an investigation check this time, because you're trying to determine which of the homes is the one that they are currently located in, because it's a long strip of several townhouses.
Okay, nice. Investigation.
Okay, 21, that's sufficient.
Do I have?
Um,
Wait. Oh, did I do it twice? What the
yeah,
fuck?
you did it twice,
Yeah.
but I'm just taking
Oh,
the first.
all right.
So with a 21, as you make your way over row, very, very similar looking townhouses, you eventually come across one that you can hear what sounds to be some faint murmuring voices inside, but specifically you get the feeling that you're probably at the right one because you can see through the window a very large porcelain dragon, much larger than the tiny figurine that you currently have in your hand, that is curled up beside who you assume to be one of your party members, but it's very, very big, and you assume you're probably in the right place.
Okay, I guess I go up to the door and just knock on it.
I guess I'll go and answer it. So yeah, I see Azazel. I'm like, oh, finally, you're here.
Yeah, I had a rough night of doing nothing but sleeping.
Bola just rolls her eyes.
All of you are now in the same location, and you see Dish Rosa, who I believe has not yet dispelled her empathy.
No, I'm having
And-
a good time chatting with them.
So you see Dish Rosa, who is. You don't see them speaking words, but you get the feeling that just from the slight laughter and such that is coming from the two of them there, that they are having some form of conversation. And as you make your way in, you see what you presume these mounts must look like when fully summoned. It is the width and body shape of like a horse, like just from the size, but with at least, I'd say maybe 7 or 8 or so feet of long coiling tail trailing out from behind this horse-like frame. And
Valid.
it's surprisingly compact at the moment because it has curled its tail around itself into a very small coil. But it's a big dragon. And as you look up, Dishrosa, your mount, Coil, abruptly kind of looks a little bit surprised and nervous at the approach of a new person, and this time, rather than running into a corner, slightly curls behind you.
Aww. Oh, whoa. Oh, hey, Azazel, you're finally here. Okay, Azazel, this is Coil. Coil, this is Azazel. He's a tiefling.
Hi.
He's very, very chill as well. Just make sure you don't have any gold around him because he might take it.
Valid assessment.
Duly noted. You just get
He's
this
a
slight
sneaky boy.
nervous voice in the back mind.
Yeah,
But,
no, Bola's just like, he's a sneaky boy.
Yeah, I try to just like wave.
So, Azazel, as you walk into this room, you see kind of chilling wherever they may currently be chilling. Rosa curled up with this hilariously large dragon thing. And all of the furniture in the middle of the room has been shoved aside, so that there's just a huge open area of space in the center of this townhouse where all of the furniture of essentially the living room was prior.
Great. I'm glad I didn't do this in my house. Well, I guess I sort of, like, I guess I look around. Is there enough room for me to summon mine while this Rose is still alive? I'm not alive. That's the wrong word.
Jeez.
He's
Well,
alive.
it's still
What do you mean?
while it's still around.
Looking around, Destroza, where are you and Coil currently located within the room? Have you scooted off to a side? Are you still in the middle where the initial summoning?
Now we're now scooched to the side because it turns out Coil likes corners.
He appreciates having something against his back. But
Basically.
as you are, as you're looking around, you get the feeling that just based off of the size of Dishrosa's dragon thing, that if you were to summon yours, you'd have enough space just because hers is curled up in a tiny ball.
Okay, I guess. Well, I guess I'll say. Okay, so I kind of want my dragon too, so I'm gonna. Everybody brace yourselves. And then, okay, so do I have to smash it first and then say praise or?
No. You say the phrase. Say something that means "come here," essentially.
Oh boy.
A name involved in that phrase that you intend to name your dragon, and then you shatter it.
Oh, I could do something so stupid.
Can't be stupider than berries.
Oh yeah, what did Barry name his dragon?
Big Bear.
Big Berry.
Oh my god.
Right.
Instead
Like-
of Little Berry, it's
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Berry.
I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. Well, okay, the name is not actually. Ooh, take notes. The name is some background, some backstory that
Oh,
I'll tell you about at some point, probably.
someday.
Yeah. But I.
Sure.
Oh my. I kind of I take the thing and I say Okay.
I'm
I
afraid.
say it's not that funny. I say I choose you Mirth, and then I just like
I
Throw it on
choose
the
you,
ground.
Pikachu.
yeah.
Did you say Mirth?
Mirth, yes. Mirth.
Oh, okay, understandable. Have a nice day. And as you say this phrase,
Oh, I said
Uh,
infernal, by the way.
in Infernal, as you say this phrase in Infernal, there is a surprising reaction. There is a swirl of dust that immediately begins centering from where this dragon had shattered, and it's almost like the typical dust that you'd assume would fly when something is shattered on the ground, but amplified to like the umpteenth degree. And
Okay.
as this thing shatters on the ground, it almost gets to be too much to look at for a moment because of how like aggressive this small windstorm becomes. And you blink for a moment, like you're trying to clear something out of your eyes. And by the time you reopen them, there is a dragon, similar looking to Dishrosa's, but larger, like notably larger. And
Okay.
as you as you are looking at it, it takes you a second, but you realize that you are being examined right back. And this giant dragon, like silvery eyes, lock onto you, and they seem to very clearly be sizing you up. And
Nice.
in the back of your mind, you don't see the dragon's mouth ever move, but you hear a voice that seems to almost be like it's coming from your own mouth. And it just says in this low, almost growly tone, "Why do you think that you are worthy?"
Oh, it's
Oh
edgy.
god, damn it. Fuck me. Alright, well, I mean, I'm very hot. I look really cool, like nice clothes. I just got this really cool dagger. It's pretty lit. Um, I don't know, like it's sort of like a very like metaphysical, like ooh, my personality. Like, are you gonna weigh my heart against like a stone feather? What's
Please.
the deal here?
As you start speaking, you just see this look of just kind of frustration and just
Okay.
unimpressed coming into this thing's eyes. And they just kind of lower their heads so that they're a little bit closer to you. And you just hear the same voice go, I could compare your heart against a brick, and it would still sink lower.
Oh, holy sh!
Well,
Oh shit, that's a burn.
Damn.
okay.
Oh.
I need you to tell me why I should risk my life to serve you.
Okay. I sort of, I guess I sort of, with that burn, as Cecil drops his sort of cocky attitude a bit, and sort of looks back and says, "Cause I'll risk my life for you."
And do you believe that your life will be enough?
Honestly,
What is the value of your life?
you know, I think that the value is not relevant. More the lengths in shut up. More the lengths in which I'll go to reach my goals. And if you can help me do that, then that would mean I'd made a great ally. And if not, well,
It's outside.
And is that what you intend me to be? An ally?
well, I don't intend you to be a horse if that's what you're asking. Seems honestly like a waste to just be a saddle-bearing Uber ride, but oh wait, fuck, I can't say that. I can't
There's
say that.
No.
Is
With
that
that
allowed?
sentence, fantasy Uber now exists. Congratulations.
What if,
Fantasy
Great.
Uber.
And they chuckle a little bit. They seem almost surprised. And
Fantasy Uber exists, but only in the Outer Planes.
the Raven Queen uses fantasy.
It's actually run by Modrons.
Oh god.
She has a 3-star. She's a 3-star passenger.
But it seems pleased, a little surprised even. And it nods a little. And just goes, time will tell if those words hold any cadence, but for now, I will choose to believe you. And it, ever so slightly, shifts its head down so that it is within your reach. And it seems to be in a similar way that you do not know Dishrosus did, but it bows its head as if to accept a touch if you so choose to give it.
I tentatively reach my hand out, and then brush it with the backside of my hand, like sort of like or I rub it like with the backside.
As your hand makes contact, you notice the same thing most of the others have noticed at this point, and it is that this dragon, its scales do not feel like the scales of any lizard or reptile that you have come in contact with. It still bears that same almost glazed, smooth texture of porcelain, and as you look closer at it, now that you are this close to this beast, its body still looks to be made of porcelain itself. You don't quite even understand how it is moving the way that it is, because it feels like it should be solid, hard porcelain. And as Mirth now bows its head down towards you, as your hand flinchingly makes contact, its eye flickers open for a moment, and you see what can only blatantly be called amusement. But it allows the touch, and after a while, once they have determined this is a long enough period of time for you to be touching their face, they step back, and they just nod their head a little bit. You also know from the brief discussion that you had with blah 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 Ozone, that the action required for them to return to their porcelain form is essentially identical to how you summon them, which you just say that like their work is done and they may go.
Oh, wait, hold on. I could do something stupid again.
Oh,
No, actually,
What,
wait, this fits.
return?
Okay. No. See, I'm gonna say, mischief managed.
Oh God, no.
you nerd!
I hate, but it's
Listen,
so
but this is
perfect.
okay, but like, I also wish I didn't. And I wish I don't know. Now I have like backstory now. Oh God, I'll have to explain it. I'll have to explain
You
it at
see,
some
I
point.
can't make fun of you
You've
because mine
committed.
is a Destiny reference, but I'm still gonna make fun of you.
Listen, well, okay, what was it, like yeet back?
Yeet
But-
I
back.
don't know.
See, the thing
Actually-
is, the entire conversation you've been having was in Infernal, so.
Oh yeah.
And also one-sided because they can't hear what Mirth sounds like.
Okay.
So,
What
So
is
wait, is that
the?
thing they just like saw me be like a weird, like a cocky bitch, and then just suddenly go like, oh, okay.
that's not gonna work. Pretty
Oh,
much.
God.
They don't know what you were saying. They just saw this strange moment where after the dragon was summoned, you went from your usual cocky posture talking in Infernal, though they could not understand. You went from your normal cocky posture, paused for a moment, and suddenly shifted into a much different, more neutral form. That's all they know.
Oh no.
I guess I want to say okay. Wait, so did I like? Is it like God? Is it back into its like thing now, or before? Can I like say something before I?
Yeah, you can say something before.
I guess I'm gonna say I hope you can help me do the. Oh, I'm gonna say I hope you can help me do the one honorable thing in my life, and then I say it's shit, and then it's porcelain.
The best thing is not even G knows what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. But as you say this, again, they almost look a little bit surprised, but in a good way. And as you say the dispelling phrase, its head bows down with a little bit more respect than prior. And you notice, starting from like the center of its chest, essentially, these fine black cracks begin spreading throughout its surface, almost like when you break a porcelain cup.
Mm.
And after a few moments of this cracking spreading, there is the distinct shattering sound of something glass or porcelain smashing across the floor. And dust falls to the ground, a same slightly shard-littered porcelain dust that had started being kicked up the first time you shattered it. And in the center of all of this porcelain dust sits the baseball-sized figurine once more.
I bend down to pick it up and sort of just like very like this is like a drama movie starring two like random like probably like Gwyneth Paltrow and some other dude, and it's like I sort of just look at it like inquisitively and sort of stare up like
Discord.
Oh God.
Discord cut out for
Please.
me for a moment. Oh no.
Oh no!
I
It's
just
been
like I
acting
don't know.
up.
Basically, yeah. I just try to pick it up and say like, huh. And then I don't know. I just hold it. I don't have anything to put it in. Also, I'm assuming like can these just like normally break? Like, if I just like,
No, we talked all about that last time.
okay,
Yeah,
so
I
Yeah.
can
it won't like
send
shatter my
more
bag
detail. Well, if they take enough damage, they can shatter and turn to their porcelain form.
Also, I have
Oh,
to go in
no.
like.
But they don't break in their normal
I
form.
have to
Okay, I
go in
can't
like.
have them in their porcelain form and then they break in the bag and then just suddenly like show up.
No, if they are in
Okay.
their normal figurine form, they are unshatterable.
I have to go in like
Nice.
10 minutes or so. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're probably wrapping up
Oh.
shortly. It's essentially
Okay.
just a catch-up episode.
Okay.
Apologies.
It's okay, it'd be like that.
But as each of you find yourself currently holding, or in Dishrose's case, still cuddling
I'm
with
not letting
your,
go of this dragon until I die.
they can be around for up to 8 hours, you're fine.
Plus,
And as you find yourself just kind of relaxing with your new mounts in hand or cuddled next to, you know at least that the the mission that you chose to accept, traveling to Kincombe, you can either get there by boat, or now that you possess your mount, you would be capable of flying there.
We fly.
yeah, duh.
Yeah, I think I want to test it out.
With flight to Kincombe, from the information you were given, and also Lazuli would be capable of at least giving you a description of the location. You know that from the flying speed that you were told of your mount, which is 160 feet dashing, if you were to be traveling at top speed for the whole duration of time that your mounts are available, taking a 1-day break between each summoning as is required, it would take you about 5 or so days to fly
Not
to,
bad.
Okay, that's not so bad.
because it is about 2,000 plus miles away,
Mhm.
and from there, just considering the distance you'd be able to travel a day, you'd be able to get there if you were flying non-stop in about 3 days, but with taking time to take breaks in between so that your mounts can regenerate, essentially, it's going to take you 5 to 6 days.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
And you'd have to find somewhere to land in between the flight sessions so that would be able to make shelter for the day, or if possible, stop in one of the towns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who needs to stop in a town? We camp.
I wonder how people would take us just flying at like giant dragons and just show up and be like, hey,
So
Yeah, just like, oh, what's up?
sad.
Especially
No, but
when
even-
one of them's a big ass half orc.
Oh yeah.
This half orc yeets herself off the back of the wyvern. Hey.
What'd you say? No, I don't think I'm not. Are you? Yeah, I'm not sleeping over. Yeah, yeah.
But with your new mount, is there anything that you can head out whenever? You can stay a few more days. It's entirely up to you to do here. You know that you have the mission, but
Well, I think I'm ready. I'm ready after I'm excited to.
Oh
Test it
wait, was the music button here the entire time?
Yeah, it
For
was.
some
Yeah.
of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had it so low I couldn't hear it.
Lamau.
It's not that
Oh.
loud. Still, like, it's not that big of a deal.
I hate the fact that me getting this dragon has actually made me like have. Oh god, like I actually have ideas now. Oh no.
Oh no.
I have to write stuff.
Wow,
Oh.
it worked.
But finally.
Well, I'll definitely just have all these things in my brain, but never write them down. But
Please, God, Tyler, please.
you
Tyler,
okay? You'll
reply.
have G will have an explanation for the dragon shit by That's what I can offer by Saturday, next Saturday.
Okay, fair. Listen, even that alone will be great after the extended period of nothing.
You know, it's like best things
You
coming
don't
up.
even have personality traits.
Still
Okay,
not over
but
that.
I just didn't write them down. Okay, I'm actually just not a person. I just like, I'm just a piece of bread.
It's just bread.
But yes, with the information you have, you can head out pretty much whenever if you want to spend a few more days in Newt Harbor, if you'd like to leave immediately.
I sort of like, I guess I'd pipe up because if also in the room I say, just you know, I did sleep through whatever ordeal happened, but just according to Ozone, I call him Ozone, just according to what Ozone told us, I think it'd be best to get out of town as soon as possible. You know, give him a break.
Mhm.
No, wait. Wait, no.
Wait.
Oh my god. We don't know any of this. We don't know anything that Lazuli did, right? Because
Oh yeah. I mean,
I think you could tell.
valid.
Well,
valid.
no. Vola knows. Pretty
Oh,
yeah,
much.
I
Vola-
know.
Like,
yeah.
Vola knows.
Vola was in the bar when he was on his date.
Oh
with
yeah.
on his
I was
date.
I was chatting with his adopted sister. It was fun.
Mhm.
Who's actually a great NPC in this campaign.
Oh,
Oh
she's
yeah, she's
fantastic.
blessed.
Wait, does she have a? Wait, is she a Genasi? Does she have a?
No,
I know she's
but I
adopted,
just-
right?
I just-
adoptive.
I just really
Yeah.
like how her character is.
Yeah.
She's great. I like her.
Also,
can't
her
believe-
reaction to Vola trying to explain where she's great.
I can't believe I got read by a dragon. That'll
Alright.
forever be
Just
like the
getting red. You
fucking.
got called the fuck out.
Oh
Alright.
yeah.
Is
That
this
wasn't
That
a
was,
read. That was exposure.
I
You
think
know, that
she.
was a snipe at that point.
Alright, is this
As
the
of
end
right
of the
now-
session then?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
We head out next session. Ooh.
Yee.
Oh yeah, Sanic, you get to level up.
Alright, I'm
Hey,
going
Same.
to
I need help on that.
I'm gonna talk to Nick and end the recording so and upload it. So yeah. See you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I am so.
Alright, thanks for watching, gamer. Yeah, that was pretty much just Azazel Tames Dragon campaign. That's all that was. Not a whole lot, but yeah. So see ya.